Hey there you! Welcome to my gaming corner. My name is Panda Girl and I invite you to sit, relax and stay a while and give me the chance to make you smile. You guys asked some questions and I'm going to answer them. If you're not sure what's going on, I very recently posted a message on the community post asking everyone to ask me questions that I would respond to in a separate video. I would like to thank those who asked questions and for taking an interest in me and for asking the questions that others might want to ask but aren't confident enough to ask them. The first comment and question is from the Fonzie community and is quite the loaded question. First I'll read it and then I'll respond to it. So the Fonzie community said, okay, I have a few that I'd like for you to potentially answer, but what is your top 5 to 10 favorite games from your childhood? Definitely has to be Mario that I played on my grandfather's black and white laptop, and I really liked there was a Lion King game that you could play on a Game Boy. I really liked that game. That was a lot of fun. I think I've spoken about this a lot, especially when I played Return to Monkey Island. I really liked the Monkey Island games, but specifically Escape from Monkey Island 2. Of course, I'd have to mention Pokemon because I played Pokemon Red on my Game Boy as well. It was my brother's game, but it was my Game Boy, so I'm sure that's fine. So I think I've mentioned this as well. When I was growing up, I didn't have a console. I had a Game Boy and then I had a PSP which got stolen, but we never had a console. But when we went to our local restaurant that is called Spur, we could play on a PlayStation there, and they used to have Spyro there, and Spyro is one of my favorite games from my childhood. But not the game itself, I think just the concept of the game. The 3D platformer that I play now, like the concept of the game. I gave you a top 5, I hope that's okay. Let's go on to the next one. What music do you remember back in the day that you love? How far back in the day are we talking? My first cassette tape was a whole box collection of ABBA cassette tapes. So I don't know if that counts. And then the first CD that I bought, or I think it was a cassette tape as well that I bought for myself, was a Celine Dion one. So those were my 2 favorites when I was a little kid. And I'm pretty sure I owned a Hannah Montana CD. So those ones. And then I really enjoyed listening to Dire Straits, Neil Diamond, and Queen with my dad in the car. Also Toto. Next question is, what cultural food do you like from South Africa? We have this one thing that's like a hot dog kind of, where we take a hot dog roll and then we put like a thick sausage that we call boerewors, which translates to farmer sausage, which sounds strange, but it's not it's not quite that. It's like a beef sausage, but it's like thick. It's very thick, and we put that on with some onions, that like fried onions, and tomato sauce, ketchup, relish. So like a hot dog, but we use like a properly like made beef sausage instead of like a hot dog. Every South African is expecting me to say something like milk tart or koeksisters. Those are all like sweet confectionaries, but I'm actually not a sweet tooth. I prefer salty foods. And there's one thing that we have in South Africa that I haven't been able to find anywhere else, and it's called slap chips. And it's like, think of like softest fry that you've ever seen in your life, and it's like a thick fry, and when you pick it up it basically falls apart, and you just douse that in like a whole bunch of vinegar and some salt, maybe some special seasoning if you have. That's slap chips, and you get a big bowl of it. Yeah, slap chips and boerewors. The next question is, what Asian foods have you tried and what haven't you tried that you'd like to try? Okay, this is a bit of a loaded question because I have lived in China for a year and I've lived in Vietnam for about 4 or 5 years. I've gone to Thailand as well, and I've gone to Malaysia, so this is a bit of a loaded question. Let's say I'll pick my favorite dishes from each country. In China, I really enjoyed their yan gao, which is like a rice cake, similar to tteokbokki in Korea, but instead of it being like a long, thin like strip of rice cake, it's like a little round rice cake, and it's very thin, and they often fry that with like vegetables and like a garlic sauce that they mix together with probably oyster sauce and soy sauce and something like that. It's really good. So yan gao from China. My all-time favorite dish from Vietnam has to be bún chả. And buncha is bun, which is noodles, and they use rice noodles, and they're very thin and very like stretchy and very sticky. You have like a little broth that has fish sauce, garlic, and a whole lot of sugar in it. But some people make it with less sugar, some people make it with more sugar, so it depends on where you go. And then they take bacon and they fry the bacon, but it's like thick pieces of bacon. It's not like the thin pieces of bacon that we're used to in the West. And we get meatballs that they barbecue on a little like barbecue spit thing. You put all of that in one bowl and you eat your noodles and you have your broth, and it's eaten warm, but the noodles are normally cold. Often give you like a bowl of lettuce that you can add to it as well, which is quite strange, but it's nice. It's a nice crunch, so it's pretty good. So bun cha from Vietnam, that was my favorite food from Thailand. I went to a town called Chiang Mai. The famous food in Chiang Mai is called khao soi, which is a curry, but it's like a fish sauce based coconut curry that has either chicken or mushrooms or pork or beef in it, with some like more like ramen noodles kind of noodles, and it's like a very runny like curry, so you don't eat it with like rice. It literally has noodles and it's like a lot of sauce that comes in the bowl. And you put your noodles in there, and then they also deep fry some noodles and then they put them on top. And I actually learned how to make this myself, and it's my favorite curry to make, hands down. It is so delicious. And I'm not like a spicy food kind of person, but this curry is super good. I feel like because I couldn't try like authentic Malaysian food because of my allergies, I'm not going to mention a favorite Malaysian dish because I haven't been there for very long either. So anything that I would like to try, probably like the freshest fresh sushi from Japan, and like their like fresh ramen bowls that they make. I've never had like fresh ramen in a bowl. I've only had like store-bought like packets that you make at home. I've never had like fresh ramen, so I would love to try that. Then the next question is, we talked about this briefly, but another question related to it is, could we have a cooking stream potentially? I would love a cooking stream. Yeah, I would love to cook. I actually love cooking, and maybe I could even make like khao soi or something whilst you guys are there or something, and I will just fake everything being delicious and you just have to trust me. The only problem with the cooking stream is I don't have the equipment for it yet, and my kitchen is a mess. But maybe in the future I'll have a better kitchen, and then we can definitely do a cooking stream. That would be cool. The next question is, what games are you considering to try? Retro, old, new ones we've recommended on stream. I am pretty open to trying most games, to be completely honest. The only like hard no that I have is like a bullet hell. I really don't like bullet hells, and I really don't like roguelikes or roguelites. Those are like my ultimate, like I don't want to try them at all. And obviously I have a bit of a budget, so I won't be able to spend on like AAA titles. Other than that, like I'm pretty open to trying most games. I'm just sticking to cozy games so that I can kind of get people to get to my channel for the YouTube algorithm at this point. The next question is, if you ever came to the States, what food would you like to try? I would love to try a New York pizza because everyone always talks about it, and I would love to try a Philly cheesesteak, and I would love to try some Texan steak. I think those are like my top 3 that I would love to try. Oh, and a bagel. I would love to try, but I've never had a bagel before. I would love to try a bagel, and I would love to try like a fresh pretzel because I've never had that before either. Those are the things that I would probably like to try. The last question from the Fonzie community is, since you left South Africa, do you miss family? Of course, I miss my family. My family is a little bit split up at the moment. We're all over the place, but yeah, I miss family. I just understood that there's nothing really for me in South Africa, so I decided that it's more important for me to try and like follow something that would be better for me in the long run than like lock myself down in South Africa. And my family understands that too. So thank you so much for all your questions, Fonzie community. That was really, really great. Thank you so much. The next question was from Big Daddy Thunder, and they asked, my question is, in future, would you be willing to do a vlog? I am am willing to do a vlog, and I was thinking of potentially like doing like a small little video where I just film on my phone, me going to like the convenience store or something downstairs, just so that you guys can see a little bit more about Vietnam if you would be interested. I have thought about travel vlogs and that kind of stuff as well. I just need to get a little bit more comfortable, and at this point I'm just working with the algorithm. So the next question from Big Daddy Thunder was, and also a gaming setup video. Yeah, you are not the first person to ask me about a gaming setup video. I am happy to do one. I just really need to clean up my area and remember to do it. But it is on my list now that I have more people interested. So yeah, I will definitely get on that as soon as possible. Thank you so much for your questions, Big Daddy Thunder. The next question comes from Noah Carver. My question is maybe a little silly, but why Panda Girl Gaming Corner? Like, I'm assuming pandas are your favorite animal and you chose Gaming Corner to invoke a cozy vibe, but maybe there's a story. So yeah, my favorite animal is a panda and my gamer tag is Panda Girl. I thought that it was a cool gamer tag, so I just kept it at that. And Gaming Corner because when I was growing up, I loved every single Friday my mom would take us to the library and we would go and have our reading corner, and we could read as many books in the library as we wanted to, and I absolutely loved that because I loved escaping into another story or writing a story or something like that. I'm obsessed with stories, even though I'm not a very good storyteller. I wanted to create that environment of I'm going to be playing story games with stories, and we're going to tell stories and we're going to live through stories, and this is your safe space, our safe space to just listen to stories and connect and talk about them and just feel like we can get away and be in a safe space. That was basically it. Just coziness, basically what you said, yeah. The backup question that you said here is, Panda Girl sounds a lot like a superhero. What are her superpowers? Oh my gosh, what would Panda Girl's superpowers be? I think because my main goal is just to make everyone smile and make everyone happy and take everyone's minds off of their like stress and everything for a while, I think that Panda Girl's biggest superpower is going to be to spread happiness. Is that corny? Probably, but that's my answer. Thank you, Noah Carver, for your questions. The next question comes from Yorgo. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce that right. All places or countries you've been to, what country you currently reside, and what countries you wish to travel to for sure. Wow, that is also a very loaded question. To those who often come to the streams, you will know that I've spoken about my dad's hobby being traveling. So I have been to most of the countries surrounding South Africa, and the small country that's within South Africa, which is called Lesotho. So I've been to Lesotho, I've been to Namibia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Mozambique around. And then I've been to Mauritius, which is an island off of South Africa, like next to South Africa in the Indian Ocean. And then we went on a big holiday where we went to Italy, France, and England. We also went to Greece and Croatia, and then I've been to America as well. Oh, and then by myself without my family, because that's all with my family. Without my family, I've been to Vietnam, Thailand, and Malaysia, and China. That's like, I don't know, 17 countries? I don't know. Those are the countries I've been to. The countries I want to go to: the Netherlands. I want to go to America again. I would like to visit the Philippines because a lot of people who follow me are from the Philippines and have told me quite a bit about the Philippines. So I'd love to go to the Philippines. I want to go to South Korea, to Japan. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to New Zealand and go see the Shire. I have a lot of countries that I would love to go to. To be honest, most countries that are not at war. To be honest, I want to go to. Thank you so much for your question, Yorgo. The next question comes from Dark Red X Gang. Thank you so much for your question. You said if you reach 1k subs, you'll release merch. So what about 10k, 50k, 100k, 500k, and 1 mil? Which is long shot, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for thinking so highly of me, thinking that I would ever get there. Yeah, 1,000 subs. I did mention that I would like to do some merchandise. I could even do that before. I could technically sell things through Etsy, like notebooks and pens and stationery, magnets, stickers, stuff like that. And then 10k, I think if I get to those points, I feel like I would be making a lot of money. And I would like to, every single time I hit like that big of a milestone, milestone, like 10k, 50k, 100k, I would like to probably donate a chunk of my money to a charity, and maybe we would have a charity stream or something where we would talk about which charity we want to support, or I'll do some research, or we can talk about it in a Discord group or something like that, and to whatever is most meaningful to you guys, my subscribers who are so supportive and so amazing. I would love to know from you what cause would be the best for me to donate to. So probably something like that. Otherwise, in terms of that, probably just like a massive celebration because that's the dream, and to get there would be awesome. The final question today is from Starslicks and Twigsticks. Thank you so much for your question. Your question is, what genre is your favorite type for video games? Oh my gosh, that's so difficult. What genre? I really like puzzle games. And when a game has a puzzle in it, I get really excited. So I think probably like anything with a puzzle in it, I'm like down, I'm sorted, I'll do it. That's why I am more inclined to actually play horror games, because horror games have a lot of puzzles in them. So even though it's like super scary and like everything, you still have that puzzle on the other side. So I even thought about potentially, when I get the equipment, streaming myself building a puzzle. I don't know if you guys would be keen on that. That was an idea I had as well. Rightio, those were all the questions that were commented on the post. If you have any other questions, don't worry. This is not the last time that I will do this. I will definitely do this again. And I also have streams 3 days a week that you can come to and ask any questions that you would like to. There have been a lot of questions asked there. We have a lot of conversations about all sorts of things. So if you're keen on that, then definitely join us for a stream. Feel free to comment any questions that you have in the comment sections. It also helps boost the videos. So I honestly don't mind if you comment your questions in videos. That would be great. I'm super keen on just getting to know you guys better, and I understand that you guys want to get to know me better as well. So thank you so much for all your questions, and thank you for taking an interest in me and for being here and being at my channel and talking to me and asking me questions and everything. It's really great. It's really nice to have a bit of a community build up where we can all talk to each other and everything. I really need to get a Discord going, and thank you so much for everyone for supporting me and being here and supporting this dream that I have. I really appreciate you guys. You don't understand how much I do. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope that you have had a very good day, and I'll see you in the next one.